those thousands of dollars I've spent on skins. Useless! Money wasted. This is the skin for me.
This is what we wanted. This is what we came for. Tilted, let's go.
The defaults take over, Tilted.
Get me out of here! Jesus Christ! Here we go.
I didn't have traps, I was hoping I did, but...
You fucking maniac.
Holy Christ, she lasered me! Holy fuck, dude. Lasered me 140 with like 5...
Hi, buddy. Oh, girl. What in the world? Interesting. Well, that wasn't supposed to happen. No, it actually switched videos on me. What you heard was Transat at first, and then it decided to, instead of playing the next track, it decided to change over to an I Am Wildcat video. Playing everybody's favorite game, Fortnite. Free plug. So, what's going on? How is everybody doing? Yeah, you just saw Mittens there for a short spell. Mittens is in the building. We had a little bit of a changeover from our end total from last night. Last night, whenever the stream ended, the total showed $637 and change, whatever the numbers are there, the 13 cents. It's actually $639.13, so there's a $2 increase due to a request that we had come in yesterday that we played the song, but we did not add it to the total. So that is our change for the afternoon. Like I said, usually whenever change happens on this stream, or changes happen on the stream, it tends to favor us. It tends to favor us mostly because it's a little hard to do all the math by hand and try to do it quickly, and more importantly try to reflect everything, especially whenever things come in pretty quickly. So that is the change that we have. It actually leaves us a little bit closer to the next incentive goal, which is a 1-month subscription to the Metalhead box at $666. We now sit at less than $30 from that goal. In fact, we stand at about $27 from that goal. Actually, a little less. So, probably going to hit that today. We are probably going to hit that today. The question is, are we going to go all the way to $800 today? $800, of course, somebody would be winning a $25 Hell's Headbangers gift card. Of course, we already had the $10 winner. That was Mikey from earlier in the streaming series. He won that gift card, and he's very excited for that. All of the Hell's Headbangers gift cards have been given out so far, including the big $100 winner. That was one from Twistle and Mobius during the, I guess you could call it this year's Slay Cancer Streamathon, considering it was for the Ronnie James Dio Cancer Society, Cancer Fund, whatever you wish to call it. I should be pimping that out much better. Excuse me. Really, everything has been given out as far as prizes are concerned for that one. For that right there. So we are really head forward whenever it comes to everything. Rammstein with Spielherr. Our first track by Waterblanc. What's going on, man? Good to see ya. Good to see ya. I hope you have received your $10 gift card, sir, considering that was sent out one day later than everybody else's, since I had to get your email address. One of my friends just messaged me on Facebook and said, "Is it bad that I like Panic at the Disco?" My response is going to be yes. JK, it's cool. I was trying to say JK, it's cool, and my autocorrect, as you will see, put JK utkuls. JK utkuls. Wow. I had something to eat about an hour ago, and it was swirling around. I wanted to be on here a little bit earlier, actually. I mean, I know I'm early. As it stands, you know, I'm here before 4, but I was originally hoping to get here like around 3. But after I was done eating, my stomach kind of was turning for a bit, so I had to go and I went and laid down for a couple of minutes just to kind of get everything straightened out. Not really any sort of a big deal, but just something that was in need of, I guess. I guess. And to show you just how everything fluctuates on a daily basis. That 229 euros, which yesterday was worth 269, is now worth 267. God, don't we just love money markets? Aren't money markets fun, folks? Yay. Goddamn money markets, man. They are nouns. They are nouns. But thanks to you, Water Blanc, we're going to go ahead and get Rammstein up and rolling here. The track that you heard before, like I said, was Hopeless Skies from Transat, rather. T-R-A-N-Z-A-T. They have a pretty damn good album from this year entitled The Great Disaster. For a while there, it was not available on YouTube anywhere. It was only available via their Bandcamp. Now you can actually discover that album over on YouTube via Stoned Metal of Doom. And if you are not subscribed to Stoned Metal of Doom, you probably should. You're going to find a lot of cool stuff over there. I understand that maybe you're not all into stoner metal, stoner rock, or things of that variety, but Transat, as a good example, is not necessarily 100% based off of that whole idea. They just happen to have a lot of influence from similar bands such as Elder and Black Sabbath. So Rammstein with Spieler, as my two of my older boys decide to fight. But you know what else is kind of weird? It is raining right now, even though it is said for the past week that we weren't supposed to get rain today, and yet here we are, the day whenever we weren't supposed to get rain, and what do we have? Rain again. Listen, I like rain. I think rain's pretty alright, but at the moment, enough's enough. Enough is enough. And there's a lot of rain. That's the thing. Like, to go from a day where it was said it was going to be partly cloudy and like highs in the mid-60s, and now all of a sudden we have this massive ass. Like, look at all this shit. How do you miss this earlier in the week if you're a meteorologist? That's a massive freaking rainstorm. And they just finally decided, oh, well, we probably shouldn't mention that to everybody yesterday. It's ridiculous. I don't know what's up with the audio. What is up with that audio? That audio is pissing me off. That was the that was a music video. The next two that I have are live. This is subtitled in Spanish with an animation. Let's give that a try. Let's give that a try, shall we? Good old Bubble Tiger with his subtitled version of Spieler by Rammstein. And that's live. That's a live version. What is going on here? That official video sounded like ass. Let's try that again and see if that happens again. If it does, then no. It does. It's like somebody uploaded this with fractured audio. Yeah, somebody uploaded that with fractured audio. So yeah, it is technically on YouTube. No, there is no official video. Weird. Okay. So somebody made a video. This says official video, so they obviously lied. Well, let's see. I'm going to make one small alteration to that. And that's probably going to make all the difference in the world. No, it isn't. Interesting. There's a complete cover. Let's give it one more go. That's a cover. 20% lower pitch. Are people... Like, was nobody able to circumvent copyright with this? Instrumental with lyrics. Instrumental cover. What the fuck is going on here? I see more covers than anything. Let's try the playlist. Somebody put a playlist together for Mutter. Yeah. Waterblock, I'm going to give you another chance. The second one isn't live. Isn't Hopeless Skies over 9 minutes? Yes, it is. That is correct. The second one is not live, you say? Oh, one of those deals where they just took footage and put it over top of the song. Got it. Good call. Well, thank you, Waterblanc. Yeah, that's the one I have going right now. Darquena. The good old Darquena. Scene girl, scene queen. I've been doing alright. How have you been doing? I'm having a little bit of fun here trying to get the perfect version of Spearhead to play. Thanks to Waterblanc, dude. By the way, I have a feeling, Waterblanc, that you will maybe enjoy the CDs that are heading your way. We will see. We will see. And I'm going to... What I probably will do is I probably won't mark them as sold. I'll just take them off of the CD sale list. Give you a hint, they are music that have been recorded by artists. And they were placed on compact discs and put on cases. One of them is... Like, one of them I would say is a little bit more like mellow doom, and the other one is straight up heavy metal. Yeah. Yeah, so genre-wise, we have more straight up heavy metal, and then one that's a little bit mellow doom, just to kind of give you a little splash and a little taste. I think you might like them. I think you will. Names that aren't necessarily going to jump right out. Today's secret word is... No, I didn't send you Hinder. Hinder isn't mellow doom, nor is it heavy metal. No, I didn't send you Hinder. Although I will say this, if anybody wants the two Godsmack albums that I have available, they are back available again, considering somebody local freaking backed out on me. Like a little freaking bitch. Tom G, by the way, 54. Ultim with the £2. Wants to hear some Cybri, wants to hear Post-Human Manifesto. Don't think I forgot about you, brother, because I sure as heck did not. Thank you very much, dude. We'll get that in after this. You'll be the next on our list here. That moment whenever the pound is definitely stronger than the euro. $2.62. Whenever less is more, then, well, again, money markets. How do they make sense? How do they work? think they're like magnets and electricity and piss. And piss. Is it Swallow the Sun? No, I didn't have any Swallow the Sun available. I didn't have any Swallow the Sun available, dude. Neil Childs with the £1.99 for Prince. Mary, don't you weep. There can't be that big of a difference between... Now, why is it every single time I start streaming? Why is it every time I start streaming, I get some stupid freaking call, like a telemarketer calls? And you ask me why IDI is so hated? Because it's not a good album. Like a really, really bad album, actually, if we're being real. Metal Fury is in the building. How's it going, dude? Thanks to Neil, by the way. Gonna get some Prince in here? That's gonna be super cool, man. I am excited for that. Always neat whenever we have a wide variety of things coming through the queue. Metal Fury, I'm not doing too bad. I'm doing actually pretty well. We're doing pretty well. We're close to unlocking yet another incentive, and those are always encouraging and awesome moments whenever we have those things happening. And you know what makes my day even better, Metal Fury? Nemo is right now pooping. Actually, no, he peed. And now he's looking at me like, why is that so encouraging? I was like, I don't know. What's the bad thing about it? Have you heard it? Have you heard the actual music that is within it? Have you heard like any Morbid Angel prior to it? Have you heard Kingdoms Disdained after it? I mean, it's pretty obvious. It's a night and day comparison. Morbid Angel tried something different. I praise them for trying to do something like that. I get that. That's fine. They failed. They failed majorly. They failed majorly. It is a comical album that has like 3 actual death metal songs on it. Post-Human Manifesto by Cybreed coming at you after this ad for probably some stupid movie. Actually, yeah, Smallfoot. Look at that. Like I said, if I had kids, probably would be okay with seeing that though. Looks like it has some pretty decent moments. $2 Make You Holla from Metal Fury. Wants to hear some Heaven Shall Burn. Wants to hear The Weapon They Fear. That'll come on after Prince, which is up next. And we are steadily moving ever closer. We're now down to just $17. Actually, $16.98. Does that mean that IDI is the Saint Anger of the 2010s? I actually went one step further and said that Elude the Vitamin Sanus is death metal's Saint Anger. Like, the whole genre. That's how hard I threw that album under the bus. Would I do it again? You bet your ass I would. That's one of those times where you don't really get caught up with the negative hype. Most of the people that were viewing that video and commenting on that video and everything like that were folks that listened to the album and then saw the review. Like, basically, I think they were wondering if other people shared their outrage. And, they did. What's black metal Saint Anger? What's that one album that was from that band that wrote their, like, whole entire manifesto? What was that group? They had to write, like, a whole manifesto about who they were and everything, and it got, like, super duper, like, elitist and kind of nerdy and, kind of hipster. Shit. What was that band's name? We'll go with that. The only reason why I don't remember is that I didn't even listen to that garbage. But I heard it was garbage. And I'm prone to believe it. You need to write your own damn manifesto. One thing about Saint Anger, if you need to have a Saint Anger, or like, you know, considered to be like one of those really, really bad albums that came out at a bad time for a genre, the band's got to be pretty well known. No, it was not Mayhem. Is it racist to insist people of a certain race act like it? Yeah, actually, kind of. That is kind of racist. A little bit. I mean, mostly because it's kind of putting an all-encompassing view on something that could be done by other people. Like, you could say that a certain race acts like hooligans during disasters and loot and do all this other stuff, but there are folks of other races that do the exact same thing, and it's been displayed throughout history. You know? We as humans are all capable of the same terrible behaviors, and just because we are not as prone to it as maybe another group does not necessarily mean it's an all-encompassing and correct worldview. I've heard of people telling minorities that they are minorities and to act like it. Well, they're wrong. Especially if they're here in the United States. If they're here in the United States, I mean, yes, there is technically minority, you know, but under the understanding that this country tends to like to give people, which is, of course, not how we actually act at all, because, you know, why do that? Why be legit? None of our businesses are. You live in the United States, you don't have to act a certain way because of who you look like, you know? The same way, and here's the thing, the same thing is true, like, you know how folks all want to say, well, I want to be, you know, an attack helicopter, I want to be a bisexual Zeganite, or whatever the hell it's called now, I don't know. You know, they want to have all those identities, and then they want to look at you because you're a straight white man and say, you're the problem, you know? No. Not the truth at all. You know? This is Cybreed. This is Cybreed with their song Post-Human Manifesto. Neil, are you talking the straight kick to the face that has her in the freaking concussion protocol? Dude. That looked gross. That looks super gross. And, you know, I'm going to be the first one to tell you that ever since the Bellas have come back, at all, not looking good. Not looking good. Because first of all, there was that botched suicide dive. And now, the kicks? Ugh. Christ. Bad. Gnarly bad. And and listen, they're giving these folks freaking main event status, or like semi-main event status at Evolution. And I'm going to be the first one to tell you something. And you know what? There's probably somebody out there that thinks that this makes me a sexist pig. But I am debating highly and leaning more toward not watching WWE's Evolution, which is the first ever all-female pay-per-view. I am leaning more so toward the idea of not tuning in. Which, a couple of months back, I probably would have told you, I'm definitely going to check this out. But how they've kind of, like what they've done with those divisions is kind of a joke. I may watch it only because the NXT Women's Championship is going to be on the line, as is the UK Women's Championship. And both of those divisions are pretty darn awesome. Like, they're loaded with talent. And so are the Raw and SmackDown divisions also, but the Women's Revolution is split in half. And let me put it to you this way. The Women's Revolution right now is one half actual talented performance and one half giant ad to try to keep Total Divas on the air. That's all I got to say about that. That's all I got to say about that. If they focused primarily just on great performance, we wouldn't have this problem. You know? And it's not even so much that some of the booking is bad. The booking is not really all that terrible whenever it comes to the women's division, but sometimes who they have in the places, like who is in the spot, is kind of not right or wonky. And a couple of folks like the Iconics, they look kind of just lost in the shuffle right now. They look super lost in the shuffle, like these writers have no idea what to do with them, so they just put them out there and say, try and make something happen. Which is not always easy to do. Which is not always easy to do. So, you know, in many ways I do give the women of WWE a lot of props. But I'm also going to say one more. I'm going to say one more thing. Stephanie McMahon didn't invent women's wrestling. Whoa! Wow! Maru just did PayPal very, very smartly. Especially considering there's a good chance that she got a fee because of this, which I wasn't aware of until yesterday, and I'm kind of upset about. I'm upset at PayPal, but it's okay. Yeah, this is some old school Prince, man. Oh, this is from 1983. Ugh. Sexy. But she drops $15 and drops 3 songs in the queue. She has Chasing the Skyline by Brimir. We have I Just Died in Your Arms by Northern Kings, which I assume is a cover of the old Cutting Crew song. And Night to Forget by Kane's Offering. Dude, Kane's Offering. Wow. Nice. Solid, solid 3 picks by Maru. I thank you very much. We're going to get that $15 thrown in there. WWE talk is all over your head. Should we talk Ring of Honor? Should we talk Ring of Honor? Because, buddy, I can do that. Believe you me, I can do that. Whoa! I would like it if that was the total, but that's wrong. Dang on. Thoughts on Van's clothing? Hey, you know what? If they're able to take a van that's going to be just scrapped in a junkyard and transform it into clothing, I mean, I think that's recycling at its finest. I can't even say that with a straight face. I hear the shoes are really comfortable. I don't judge people with clothing all that much. I don't judge people with clothing all that much. I've never worn this stuff. I've never even tried this stuff on. My style, I'll tell you what. Whenever Kevin Owens, and I know we're going right back into WWE stuff. Wait, what? Seriously? Yeah, I saw that the date was like 1983, was like the discovery of it. But it was never released. I thought it was from Microphone and Piano and a Microphone. Or is this an unreleased thing? Oh. Oh, I see. I should have read. Solo with just a piano and a microphone. Very Versace. Or not Versace, very Liberace, rather. Very, very Liberace of him. I like it. All I needed was a candelabra. And, so this is a brand new drop. But anyway, my wardrobe consists mostly of, like, what I call Kevin Owens shorts. Because he wears these shorts whenever he wrestles that just look super duper comfy because they're kind of baggy. I now absolutely love those. They look like sort of like workout shorts, only they're a bit lengthy. Like they go down to past your knees. I love those. And then band t-shirts pretty much. So I don't do much whenever it comes to band's clothing, unfortunately. Is Blessed of the Sick one of Morbid Angel's best? I would say yes. Absolutely. Whenever you get to their initial first couple offerings, they are very, very good. I will say this. I will always have memories of Altars of Madness, but I will not tell people why that is, because that gets to be a little TMI. That gets to be a little TMI. So I'm not going to do that to y'all. That's just not fair. Heaven Shall Burn with The Weapon They Fear, up next by Metal Fury. Speaking of Mr. Fury Incorporated. Thanks very much, brother. We're going to listen to a little bit of Heaven Shall Burn from a number of years ago. And this is from Antigone. This is from 2004, man. This is a long, long time ago. 2004. That's 14 years ago. Can you believe that? Can you believe that? Prince's run from the mid-'80s is one of the best in music history, and you know what, Neil? Another thing about that is that it's very underappreciated. I mean, he had the hits, and he had a lot of backing and support. He was a household name, so you would think that how could it be underrated? It's simply because from album to album, his style shifted a little bit here and there. He was still always in that R&B umbrella, but he kept on expanding his horizons. Like, the dude and his band could do literally anything. That was the cool thing. Like, Prince could have decided one day to just flat out write a metal song, and it probably would have sounded great. It probably would have sounded great. You know, whenever you're neck and neck with Michael Jackson in prominence, to the point where one of the main questions that I remember always being asked, shut the fuck up, you stupid phone. No one calls me until I'm streaming, and it's never anybody worth talking to. It's always some like, we have information on a job for you. And then they tell you nothing about the job, nothing about the starting salary, nothing about what you're doing, and you know it's just a scam because they just want you to, they want your information, your bank account number, your social security number, your mother's maiden name, your father's fourth wife, twice removed. They want to know what make and model your toaster is. They want to know what make and model your refrigerator's antifreeze cooling unit is. And then they want to ask you why you have antifreeze in your goddamn refrigerator. Anyways. But yeah, the question I remember always getting in the 90s was, are you a Michael Jackson fan or are you a Prince fan? You know? Back then, back whenever I was a little squeak, I was a big Michael Jackson fan. So if somebody said Prince, I was always like boo, hiss, you know? But now these days, love them both, you know? Love them both. But, comparatively speaking, I would say that Prince had more variety in his 1980s than MJ did. Also, it helps that he had a lot more albums. You know, if we take a true gander at the 1980s, Michael Jackson had 2 albums and we had the "We Are the World" single. You know, he had Thriller and Bad. Unless I think Off the Wall wasn't Off the Wall 1979 or was it 1980? He was focused on his image, but at the same time, that provocativeness, whenever he inserted that into his music and made it kind of dirty, it also felt super genuine. It felt genuine, and at the same time, the tongue-in-cheek stuff that maybe he was writing just to kind of cater to the critics and to like kind of take a stab at them. That debaucherous stuff, still so much fun to listen to. How about turning my mobile off instead of smashing it? Because PayPal, man. I have to get the alerts from the lovely Mango, or the lovely Mango, and the lovely Maru, and the wonderful Justin, and anybody else that decides that PayPal link looks awesome. Which it looks totally awesome if you're in America. It looks a lot better than Super Chat if you're in America. This is Heaven Shall Burn, Rip Notebook. Hello, hello, hello. Neil, I will say that's not as unpopular as you think, considering I'm right there with you. I think it's cool that a lot of artists came together to make that song. But number of times I've actually gone out and independently listened to that song is exactly 0. It's always been something where it's been on television as like as a memory, or if someone's doing a telethon for like victims of a hurricane that struck Tahiti or something, or whenever I was younger, they would try to match the success of it Like they would do Drives for Hunger and stuff, and they, if I remember correctly, I think they tried to do like a sequel or try to arrange a another thing very similar to that 10 years later. Something similar to We Are the World, and it didn't work out. And what ended up happening, and what ended up being more successful than that, was Earth Song by Michael Jackson off of History. Like that track ended up being a pretty big hit. And that was, of course, during the whole, like, Nickelodeon was doing the whole Big Help thing for kids. They had all of those PSAs about cutting little slits in your six-packs. That way ducks couldn't get their feet trapped in it and stuff like that. You know, there was a big environmental craze during the first half of the 1990s. You know, Captain Planet, the Planeteers, and all that other stuff. And Earth Song ended up sort of being the... you couldn't get much bigger than that, because then you got to the second half of the decade, and well, it was very different. Velveteen Dream character is a ripoff of Purple Rain era Prince. It is, and it's wonderful. It is, and it's wonderful. That's the thing. I love it. I love the fact that he has sold the character and has gone all in with it. And it's to the point where he's even being... like, he's even adopted the whole controversial ideal within the locker room, too. Because he had, during the last takeover event, or one of the takeover events from the summer, he had on a pair of tights that said, "Call me up, Vince." Which apparently were not approved. Because Vince was watching the product and was like, "What the fuck was that?" And called up Triple H and was like, "Did you approve this?" And H was like, "Would have been nice if I knew." Now, of course, that could all be a total work, but considering Velveteen Dream is still in NXT, I doubt that it is. VD, by the way, not venereal disease, Velveteen Dream. Dude is still like 23 years old. Super young, but at the same time is monstrously over. It's absurd. And that's the power of a good character and somebody very good reflecting that character. So we have Brymere with Chasing the Skyline first. We have 3 tracks from Maru. All of them are next. Because of that big old $15 hair drop. And Riff Notebook with the $2 for the Number of the Beast. Because guess what? By 2 pennies, we are there. Incentive reached. Which means I get to play with lines again. Yay, playing with lines, because nothing likes to work right. Woohoo! There we go. This is silly. This is silly. This is just silly. Yeah, we have Brymere. We have Northern Kings doing I Just Died in Your Arms. And we have Kane's Offering doing Night to Forget. And then we're going to have Number of the Beast by Iron Maiden. You're absolutely right, Neil. That is a huge compliment. I like the fact that he did that. Because right now, a lot of aspects of WWE just stinks of far too much control. And really, whenever it comes to NXT, I don't like the fact that that was such a big deal because it's not even on cable. That is not the show that's on cable. That's the show that is WWE Network exclusive. Now I'm saying you can't like just go around and have all your promos be like, ah, fuckity, fuck. No, you can't do that shit, you know? Or that, what I just did. You can't do that either. But something like that. I mean, first of all, how does a 23-year-old get around everybody to... Because you know that they're requesting something like that costuming. You know? So that's something where they got together with someone in costuming and did that. We're going to have a giveaway here very soon, yes. The song is entitled Chasing the Skyline from Brymir. B-R-Y-M-I-R with Chasing the Skyline. Go ahead, Neves, cough it up. You're not coughing as much today. That's good, bud. Still, man, you just gotta get it out. I can clean the desk. I can clean out that monster box, you know. I can clean out anything, brother. If he wasn't feeling bad, I'll tell you, and he did this on the desk, I'd be kind of upset. But considering he's coughing every single day, like he's got a hairball, he has got to have a major hairball in there. Water Blanc coming through with the €4.49. The Blind Guardian, Imaginations from the Other Side. He said yesterday he was going to do it, and damn it if he didn't deliver. That is a man of his word. You got to appreciate a man of his word. Okay, now, I just typed in 4.49 on Google, and the first thing that came up was 4.495 trillion JPY to USD. So, anybody want to know how much money 4.495 trillion yen is to dollars? Let's find out. It doesn't even fucking tell me. It doesn't even tell me. That's what you call a jip right there. That's what you call getting shafted. That's what you call getting shafted, boy. 523 is what that actual total is. So we will change everything to reflect it. Would I rather get $1,000 now or earn $1 million over time? I would rather, yeah, I'm, don't worry about my cough. My cough is normal. My cough is asthma and allergies. His cough is hairball. I would rather earn $1 million over time. Definitely. Because even if that's $1 million that takes 60 years for me to get, you know, I'm only earning that in small increments. There's a good chance that that's not like all that I'm making in my lifetime. That's not all that I'm making. So, like, I can tell you right now, I haven't earned $1 million in my lifetime, for sure. I'm probably nowhere close. You know, I am probably fortunate if I've earned maybe $200,000 in my lifetime. Probably less than that. I'm probably way overstepping with that. That's probably way too high, if I'm thinking about it. For the number of years that I've actually worked, as a lot of the jobs that I've had have not exactly been great paying. That's the one thing that I do kind of hate about this area, is that any sort of job that you get, you're not exactly going to be rich around here. Northern Kings doing the old Cutting Crew song, I Just Died in Your Arms Tonight. That's what's up next. Next. I would love to, I would like to get $1 million right now. That'd be awesome. That would be really awesome, but it's also very unrealistic. You know the things that you really have to do in order to make $1 million? Like, even those folks that are really popular on YouTube, they're not making $1 million off one video. You know, they're maybe making a couple $1 million a year. And that's with videos that they're consistently having videos with 10 million, 3 million, 5 million, 1 million, 800,000 views. You know.
Keep looking for something I can get.
El Kokoroy is Waterblown kind of answered the question for you. It's a Primal Fear album, all right. It's not necessarily anything special, but it's certainly music. It's not bad, just nothing really over the top special about it.
The curtains are closed, the cat's in the cradle. Who'd have thought that a boy like me could come to this? Oh, I just died in your arms tonight.
Must have been something I said.
Must have been something you said. I just died in your arms tonight. Should have walked away.
Amazing that I have to log into Nightbot because Nightbot is working in chat, but okay. Whatever. Whatever, I suppose.
Feeling like this. On the surface, I'm a name on the list. I tried to be discreet, but then
Oh!
blow it.
Apparently, I now have the chat option available on the right side. Awesome. That's neat.
Lost and found. It's my final mistake. She's loving by proxy. No give.
So right now for the giveaway.
For
the giveaway.
Fantasy.
I don't know if you're excited or not, but somebody is about to walk away with a 1-month subscription to the Metalhead Box.
I just died in your arms tonight. It must have been something you said. I just died in your
You don't know what you got till it's gone. Wah, 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 wah. I will not be getting WWE 2K19. I haven't played a WWE game in a long time. Yes, in order to be eligible for the giveaway, all you have to do is talk in chat. All you have to do is communicate in chat. Anybody who has been active in the past 15 minutes starting about 2 minutes ago is going to be eligible to win. What we will do is we are going to roll this until the end of the next song, not this song. We will do this after the end of the next song, which the next song is from Cain's Offering. It's Night to Forget. Talk. Would you be my man? I got the girl, how you doing? What's going on, man? Ladies. Chica. Maria. Aruba, Jamaica. Ooh, I want to take you to Bermuda, Bahama. Come on, pretty mama. Key Largo, Montego. Baby, why don't we go down to Kokomo? We'll get there fast. And then we'll take it slow. That's where I want to go. Right down to Kokomo. Anyway. No typing some specific word? Nope. Nah, this is just activity. 10 times easier. Best way to ensure that everybody that wants to get in gets it. Best way to worry about it. On Metal Amino, you saw somebody say that Ghost is poppy. Is that elitism or ignorance? Neither. They are a little bit poppy. They're poppy by design. They're radio metal. It's alright. Nothing wrong with it. A lot of times, I think we need to learn to walk away from some of those arguments. Because I don't necessarily think it's ignorance, because it's not completely false. But I don't think it's elitism unless they follow that up with statements saying, like, that's why they suck. You know, if that was, like, just part of their argument for why they think Ghost is a bad band, and not just because of personal preference, you know, I just don't like... How hard is it just to say this? Repeat after me. I really don't like their music. It's just not for me. The end. You know? Will people say, well, why? You need to have more of a reason. You need to have more of a reason. What's the reason? What's the... Why do I... Shut up, man. Sometimes simple is all you need. Sometimes that's all you need. So Kane's Offering coming up next. The track, which I need to remind myself of what it is again, is Night to Forget. A Night to Forget, should I say. Got to add that article in front of it, else the grammar Nazis will shoot me. So at the end of the song, which is about 4.5 minutes long, we will have the drawing for the 1-month Metalhead Box subscription. So if you want to be entered into the running in order to get that, all you need to do is say something in chat. A lot of you probably already have done so. Beach Boys are one of your guilty pleasures. The Muppets did an amazing cover of that song, of Kokomo, that used to play all the time in the morning on Nickelodeon. Especially Saturday mornings, whenever you're watching Saturday morning cartoons in the 90s. I loved that so much. And I remember I don't remember very many of the visual gags and stuff like that, but I also know that if I wanted to take a trip down memory lane, I could do that easily. 12 people currently in. Currently we have Celtic Girl, Daniel, David the Welder, El Croy, Jorge, Maru, Metal Fury, Neil Childs, Adamai, Paradise Pythons, The Riff Notebook, and Water Blanc, all in that have the opportunity to win. Anybody who did not hear their name called, place a message, talk in chat, say something. Say something, I'm giving up on you. God damn it. You're on a power metal kick today? Not a bad thing. Not a bad thing. Oh, you know what? I'm a fool. I need to log on. I'm a fool. There is something that needs to happen. This is Kane's Offering. Bee Gees are one of mine as well. What's up? Yeah, this is Kane's Offering. If you're wondering why CKN versus the World is in chat, it's so Justin Neely has an opportunity to win since he cannot in chat. He cannot type in chat and do all that stuff. I'll tell you who might be a little disappointed is the fact that Andy and Lurch are both missing this. They're both missing this. They probably won't get here until about 5. So, well, that's why we need to make it the $800. I guess they could be included in that. Does it become one of all that remains best? That would be a negative. At least in my opinion. In my opinion, that's a negative. I go back to early days. All that remains. I go back to early days stuff. Ball of Ideals definitely is in it. More Than a Woman, Neil. What up, brother, dude? Nicely accomplished, my friend. Thank you. More than a woman. More than a woman. That's awesome. Yeah, this is Kane's Offering. They're a really, really good group that's been kind of around and kind of underappreciated for a number of years. Is it necessarily mind-blowing power metal that's right to the top of the charts? Nah. But it's solid. It's steady. It does what it needs to do. And of course, this has a little bit of famous people here. There's a couple folks here. You haven't seen Svet in a while. She's been in just about every stream. She's been in just about every stream, but she's not stayed for very long. I think that she's got herself a Norwegian boyfriend that must also live in the same town or something, because they've been hanging out, doing all the stuff that she usually does, which probably means that they're adding a couple things as well. We'll just end it at that. But yeah, that was Cain's Offering. The song was entitled A Night to Forget. The album is entitled Stormcrow. To say that I could tell you when Stormcrow is released, I honestly would probably bungle that. I want to say just a few years ago. I want to say 2014, 2015-ish, somewhere around that range. Could be wrong. If I am, correct me, considering I'm trying to just go off of memory, and we all know that my memory is not necessarily the best. But you know what? The song is over. This song is over, which means it's time for us to draw and find out who is going to be our winner. We currently have 13 people that could potentially win a 1-month Metalhead Box subscription, which means that you get one of the boxes to try out, see for yourself if you love them, if you like them, if it is for you. And note, this is not going to be like I will receive a box from Metalhead Box and then I'm going to like send it to you. Okay? I ain't doing that bullshit. This is legit. This is getting ordered and being sent to you as though you ordered it yourself. Number of the Beast, we're going to get this playing while we draw, because 666 is the number that we just passed, and that's the number that we needed, $signs in front, in order to get this incentive. I'm stalling because there's an ad on here for trucks and I could care less, but I want the music to play as a good background. One of the more famous songs in heavy metal music that we can barely hear, because, you know, the song's from like 1983. Wait, what? You just woke up. It's okay. That album reviewer guy, you are now eligible. There's now 15 people. Some folks coming in the clutch. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Roll it! Metal Fury 515 is our winner. There we go. So Metal Fury, this is what I need from you, man. I need my pen to work first of all. Metal Fury, I need you to send me either on Facebook, or on Twitter, or on Instagram, whichever one that you are on. I need you to send me your address information. That way I can send that off to you. Congratulations to Metal Fury. He is our winner, which means I can log off of my own stream. I can actually get out of Nightbot too, so that will hopefully help some of the frame rate issues if we encounter those. Metal Fury 515, you are the winner. Congratulations, my man. Congratulations. And Celtic Girl, following tradition. Following tradition. Oh my god, I want to thank you so much. It'll be really, really funny whenever that actually is like legit, and she's won as well. Which, hey, our next opportunity for a win. Actually, just looking at something right there. Just looking at something right there. Between $800 and $850 is going to be 2 giveaways. What's the other one? I just know it's there. I just know it exists. So, yeah, $800. We're going to want to get there, and we'll want to get a little bit beyond it, too. Just saying. Just tossing that out there. Hey, Waterblunk understands that. $229, which is $267. I remembered something. What? That's not allowed, which means I'll look it up later whenever I'm logging everything, and it'll be wrong. I am super hard on myself, and I don't even care because it's fun. I think it's fun. You sent me a message on Facebook, CKN. Well, thank you very much, Metal Fury. I appreciate that, my friend. I have gotten it. It has been received. Thank you. If I need any other information from you, Metal Fury, I will be sure to toss it your way because, you know, I just gave out a Metalhead box. I've got all the information I need to fill out. Oh, speaking of the Metalhead box, we have a couple Metalhead boxes coming this way once again, so that's pretty super cool. So we'll be doing the September box, we'll be doing the October box, I'm pretty sure, the Halloween box, and then the 2-year anniversary box as well. So I think we're going to be getting the next 3 Metalhead boxes, and we'll be reviewing them for the channel. So there will be actual videos on the channel. Which also means, I know that we still have 3 days, like 2.5 days at this point, remaining in the Alzheimer's Awareness, you know, streaming series, Alzheimer's Aide streaming series for the Alzheimer's Foundation of America. But I want to talk a little bit about next month, about October, and that's the fact that I think what I'm going to do in order to kind of spread things out a little bit, I want to start that series a little bit earlier and have it go the entirety of the month, as opposed to just the last 2 weeks of a month like we're doing here. This kind of compresses everything together and is not necessarily the best idea. So what I might do, and I of course cannot look at a calendar on the wall because that calendar on the wall still tells me it's September, because guess what? It's still September. All y'all that have your Halloween decorations up, it's still September. I can't talk. My house looks like a goddamn... My house has more color in it than the leaves outside. And it's been that way since, like, September 1st. Maybe August 23rd. Or August 31st. I don't know. I think it was September the 1st. But I was up at, like, the ass crack of dawn selling somewhere with my dad. You know, while he was trying to handle a bunch of stuff. I was sitting there with a bunch of amateur radio equipment that I didn't know dick shit about. You know, I didn't know anything about, but I could sell anything, so ta-da. But anyway, I think what I want to do is maybe go for like a 3 days a week streaming schedule, and then take the days off. Like, well, maybe. I have to look at it. I have to really kind of play around with it, because the way I look at it right now, if I do 3 days a week, that's 3, 6, 9, 12, 14. That's like 14 days. So it's kind of like 2 weeks, I guess. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. I'd like to do like a total of 15 to 16 streaming days. I'd like to stream a little bit more often in October. I need to see what my schedule is going to be like. So I don't want to necessarily say it'll be like Monday, Wednesday, Friday, like clockwork. And I also want to, you know, I want to have some days where I can just pop on just for the fun of it. Remember whenever we used to do like the old Slay Cancer Streamathon, or the old like One of a Kind, where I would put, you know, we would have a number of days, but then I would pop on because I was bored or something like that, or I popped on like later at night, or, you know, just decided to stream for the heck of it, and I was like, oh, well, this is day 3.5. I kind of want to have that option again. You know, I kind of don't have that option right now. But up next we have Blind Guardian with Imaginations from the Other Side. A Martian Winter by Angel Vivaldi was just requested during my last explanation of things by the Riff Notebook. We do need to get that included with our total, which we will do so. Congratulations once again, BT Dubs, to Metal Fury 515, which I think that's his first win. I think that's his first win on the channel here. So big time congratulations from that to that gentle sir. This is going to be a little bit louder than Number of the Beast, so we can turn that down just a little bit. Just a little bit. We're going to get that $2 included in there. It's going to post at $678, which means we are just $121.46 away from $800. It is a Metalhead box, yes. You have won a 1-month subscription to the Metalhead box, so you will receive one of the Metalhead boxes for free. Which is pretty cool because that you can, like, if you've watched any of those videos that I've done for the unboxing videos, I mean, that's pretty cool to watch and see what somebody else has gotten. But whenever you don't know what's happening or like what you're going to get and then you open it, oh dude, it's like a completely different experience. It's a completely different experience than watching my ass use like a freaking butter knife or like my keys to open it up and then, you know, pull out the stuff. It's got CDs for bands. It does, yes it does. This deserves all the volume. I'm actually noticing that that's true because guess what? This is not the remaster. If it was the remaster, it'd be like super duper loud. My old stream, my microphone was terrible. Yeah, I know. In my old stream, I wasn't using a webcam, I was using a built-in camera that was on this laptop, and the sound that was provided with it, boy oh day was that shit. It was bad. And this could still be improved. Like, this is an upgrade, but by no means. And trust me, I get reminded every single day, oh, this isn't professional grade, blah, 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 blah. You'd have so many more subscribers if you had this or that. No, I wouldn't. No, I wouldn't. You just want to find a reason to complain and try to entice people to do things. Like CDs you can't get, say, at, say, FYE, that is a definite truth. That is a definite truth. Listen, I've talked with Melissa from the Metalhead box for quite a long time, and the stuff that you get in these boxes, you might know 1 or 2 bands. They dig into the underground, my friend. They dig into the underground. They do really good work. They do really good work. It's to the point where there's a couple of them, like a couple of the CDs I included in the CD sale, just as a way or as a means to maybe get some of those out to you guys. You know what I mean? That way you have the opportunity to check them out. With Fear, as far as Fear of the Dark is concerned, I would say it's a little bit better than No Prayer for the Dying, but look at the albums that are in front of it. That's the one thing I'll say, is look at the albums that are in front of it. There's a really good chance that you're going to find something incredible on all of those records, where Fear of the Dark, aside from the title track and Wasted Love, maybe? I'm trying to remember my history correctly. It doesn't sort of size up. But again, note that really there's no wrong answer with an Iron Maiden record. Whenever it comes to Iron Maiden, there is no wrong answer. Not even Virtual 11. And I kind of trashed that album a little bit. But that album is like 50% good material, and then the other material is just kind of bleh. And like 20% of the 50% that's bleh is the Angel of Pain. I have to pee. I kind of have to pee. Oh no. Laura did smart today. She did all of her requests as one big one, which you can totally do. That is completely and totally allowed, and I should add that to the Nightbot command. If you would rather request 2 or 3 different songs, or like multiple songs with a donation, and make it a bigger donation, that way you only have to donate once, totally cool. That might be a lot harder to do on Super Chat. In fact, it might be impossible to do on Super Chat, because they do give you a character limit, I know that. What's up? Don't know how to explain this to your parents. Oh boy. Well, if you really want to, all you have to really do is say, just for being a member of, the chat, you know, just being a part of the community of this stream, I won a Metalhead box. How would I react if somebody donated $500 to me? It's happened. I nearly shat my pants. I had somebody incrementally donate $1,000 in a stream last year, and I nearly shat my pants. I nearly shat my pants. I've had a couple people drop $200, nearly shat my pants to that. $100, I don't shit my pants as hard, but like poo-poo starts to like come out my butt a little bit. I will say this. If the moment where I would probably spontaneously combust would be if I had multiple people drop like $500 to $1,000 in the same stream. Like if 2 different people did that, I would probably lose my mind and wonder. And I would probably ask you, hey, what jobs do you have, and are they hiring? Maybe, you know. Delta Girl, he might be a little younger. He might be a younger fan. That is one thing that I've noticed, is that the spread on the fan base and the fandom here is it's pretty wide, actually. It's pretty wide. We need to donate to 1,000 so we can do Bad Songs Part 2. Yeah, I agree. That's right now looking like the most realistic goal. I was hoping to see 1,500 happen, because that has been an incentive that I have tried like 3 different times, and it's always been in some like out of reach place. It's always been in some out of reach place because I've always been majorly curious as to what folks would recommend or what folks would want. Like I'd obviously have to have some rules and restrictions and guidelines and the like, but still, it just makes you wonder. Oh, here we go. I was going to go pee, but you know what? I can pee after the Bee Gees, because this is going to be a lovely, lovely moment for my ears. No!
How does new Dove...
You damn Dove commercial, you're ruining my experience. I don't care about stain defense. God damn it, I'll just use soap. I don't care if it's Dove soap. Listen, you don't need to tell me the science behind why your soap is better. You know what the science is? There is none. No damn science to soap. An Elysian Autumn by Angel Vivaldi. Riff going on an Angel Vivaldi streak. Very, very surprised that he's not going on a Thrice Fest, considering, you know, you're kind of counting down the hours. What are you down to now? Stevie Wonder, happy birthday. Oh, the days whenever music was just awesome. Those keys, by the way, I gotta be real with you, those keys feel like they belong in Charlie Brown. They feel like they belong in Peanuts. I don't care if that dates me, makes me sound old. Screw y'all. Oh, look at that. We got kisses being dispensed in chat. We got love eyes. We got love all around. That's what Stevie Wonder and the Bee Gees and some of that old school music brings. Heavy metal, it can bring that same love, but it doesn't exactly sound the same. Maru sampling the waters over on Super Chat. with the €2. I know that there was probably going to be a song listing that was attached to that, but we'll have to give it a crack and chat to find out what it is. But thank you very much. I guess really, to be fair, is if you dispense, I don't know. I maybe had an idea there, but my idea is like dead. My brain just died. Say goodbye to my brain. Rest in peace. No song, you were just testing Super Chat. I see. Oh, okay. Well, thank you then. Quite kind. Quite kind. You understand that autism is a terrible disease. Yeah, that's why it's one of the reasons why I am hoping that we do pretty well next month. Pervasive developmental disorder, not otherwise specified. It's a diagnosis on the autism spectrum. It has some, but not all traits of Asperger's and classic autism. Wow. Autism is what? A condition? How do we split hairs with this? How do we split hairs with this? I am going to use that terminology with this. How do we split the hairs there? Do they consider that more a condition? They consider it more of a... I guess that's true. Because the funny thing is whenever I look at the word dis-ease, whenever I look at the root, I don't know. I guess I'm just not the type that really splits hairs. I'm not the type that really splits hairs, I suppose. But you consider it a condition. Okay, conditions then. That's fine. I think either way we can agree upon the fact that it is something that is a condition that has certainly been in the news quite a bit, with a lot of misinformation that's been dispensed about it from folks that really should stick with what they were good at before they decided to become fake doctors or dispense fake information. You know? It's one of those moments where you really do have to use the whole, hey, stick with being a model or stick with being a television hostess. If I ever beat somebody down or wanted to beat somebody's ass, I've been in fights. Not very many of them. Never really needed to. Never really needed to. I can't say I've ever beaten somebody down. There has definitely been many moments where I've wanted to beat somebody's ass. And there have been many times where I have been on my guard because I figured somebody was going to come up and try and test me. Yeah, there's the dilemma. I need to, like I said, once again, I need to look back into that. So what I need to do is I need to get an accurate total of, and then of course whenever it comes to conversion rates and all that stuff. Alright, Metal Fury, we'll see you in a little bit, hopefully. If not, then have a great night. Have a great night. Congratulations on the win once again. I am going to step out for a moment because I need to pee. While I guess handle that. Handle that. Here's Twisted Mind by Avantasia. Ah, God damn it. I don't care, New Amsterdam Spirits. Oh wait, that's vodka. I'd only care if Svetlana was here because then she'd, you know, maybe lend him a new brand. I'll be right back. I don't know if anyone's a fan of Proton John in this stream. I felt like Proton John just now. Because I had to give her an egg. I was wondering the message that I had lingering on my phone for a little bit. Not Metal Furies. And I found out what it was, and I was like, oh. All you need is a damn egg. For a meatloaf. And she even prefaced it by saying, I have a really weird question for you. Or a really weird favor to ask you. I'm trying to think. I was trying to remember the exact context of it. A March of Winter by Angel Vivaldi. A March of Winter, Angel Vivaldi. We have returned. Hello, everybody. Oh god, now it's Quaker Oats. I like Quaker Oats, though. Their oatmeal's very, very good. They're the ones that make the oatmeal that have the little dinosaur eggs in them. We actually may jump in the queue a little bit. Oh, no, we don't have to, because An Elysian Autumn is next. And it's also from Angel Vivaldi. That was what I was thinking about doing. I was thinking about just going for both of the AV tracks that we had in the queue, but they are back-to-back. In fact, we only have 2 tracks in the queue after this. We have An Elysian Autumn by Angel Vivaldi. We have Happy Birthday by Stevie Wonder, which is from Celtic Girl from Neil Childs. Clinico, I am doing alright. Thank you very much, man. I hope that you're doing fine. Sir, or madam, should I say. Hope that you guys are having a really, really good day. I hope everybody in chat's having a good day. It's rainy over here, and that wasn't supposed to happen. Like, every meteorologist known to man blew the fuck out of this. Like, they suck. Angel Vivaldi is a pretty decent band that you can use to learn some good guitar work. I remember whenever Angel was first getting his start. Well, not really whenever he was first getting his start, but like his first couple of albums. Or the first couple of albums of the band, should I say. Don't ask me to, do set pronouns, because I'll forget them. I call everybody dude, everybody madam, everybody them, we, she, they, everything. Riverside released a new song. Riverside has a new album coming out on Friday. Riverside has a new album coming tomorrow. As does I Don't That Craft, as does Revocation, as does Horrendous. Tomorrow's a pretty big release day for heavy metal, and I'm kind of disappointed, quite honestly, that I was not able to stream on Monday because I wanted to take the weekend to record some reviews, but as of right now, that's looking to be a little bit on the difficult side. It is a little chilly here, too. It's in the 50s over here, so I guess it'd be like closer to like 10 Celsius, maybe? You really like that Swedish guitar player with a crazy name? Yngwie Malmsteen, perhaps? Taking a wild guess there. I actually have my AC on right now, and I don't think I need it on. Like, I'm actually kind of cold. I'm a little chilled, so I may not need that at all. Wow, wait, you mean I totally guessed that right? Hell yes! Alright! Let's go! That's what I'm talking about, folks. That's what I'm talking about, folks. Oh, what the hell? What's going on here? Now... Lurch, I'm not... Lurch, just come in the screen, dude. You lurking son of a bitch. Oh, dear. Spires, the sheer... Or the seer. Oh, God. I just called Lurch a loser. I should have said Canadian loser. Whoops. I totally blew an opportunity there. Those of you who don't know, some of the mods and myself are, oh, you were? What? That was probably since he was in stream. That was probably whenever I was, donating an egg for a meatloaf. And Elysian Autumn by Angel Vivaldi is up next. We have a couple donations to get to after this message also from Quaker Oats. Listen, I know I just said that I enjoyed Quaker Oatmeal, but now they're starting to take advantage of my good nature. Now they're starting to take advantage of my good nature here, and I don't much appreciate that. Sometimes. I just want everything to be okay. Called in the Air by Thrice, Devin Townsend with Fallout, 4 Miles by Thrice, and Teenage Wrist with Dweeb. Wow! 4 tracks just like that. Damn. Riff Nipple going in ham. Going ham. Or ham. Oh, excuse me. So that's a grand total of $8.67 that we need to add on board to our, as I look like I'm choking myself. It's Halloween almost. I'm choking myself. Ugh. I better not do that again. That was kind of horrible. I felt like I was doing something bad, like autoerotic asphyxia. You know what I mean. Autoerotic asphyxiation. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know what I just said. I don't know what I just meant. What is love? What is life? What is anything? What means dweeb? What does dweeb mean? Dweeb is kind of like a lame loser, and not lame as in like they have like trouble walking or an ailment, like a nerd, I guess. It's another word for a nerd. It's another like kind of pejorative or derogative term for nerd. I heard dweeb I saw it and heard used a lot in the 90s. Whenever it was becoming a little bit more customary to use a lot of like pejorative or derogatory, like not even like they're not derogatory like swear words, but they are more done as to like poke fun, like I don't know what what's a very common insult in Turkey that doesn't involve a swear. It's similar to that. Like I guess that's the best way to put it. You play clarinet? Dude, clarinets can be metal. Listen, every single instrument in the known universe can be used in any style. Alright, the fact that folks don't try, that's what's holding them back. That's what holds people back. Y'all can use a clarinet in metal, you can use a clarinet in rap, you can use a clarinet in opera, jazz. You can use that in, like, minimalist pop fusion. You hate clarinets played in an arabesque way? Why in particular just in the arabesque way? You're talking like more of like a style that's used predominantly in Middle Eastern music? Yeah, the pan flute. Dude, pan flute would be kick-ass for like a power metal, especially if it's a power metal band that's trying to pull off a legend. You can also hear that a lot in Prague. Dude, clarinet in Prague, probably sick. 100%, yo. Now here's the thing. You probably aren't going to hear a clarinet in country music. Although, I will tell you this. I could ruin other instruments for people. Because here's what you do. You're a country band. And you're talking about how whenever you were growing up on like at the end of a dirt road or, you try to impress a country girl with like your xylophone solo, and then bam, you put the xylophone solo that you play right there in the song. I guarantee you that is a song that based off of that, because it's relatable, because everybody has knowledge or like has had a moment where they played something that wasn't exactly like the kosher instrument, the popular instrument. I bet you that song at least goes gold. And it can't be some, like, lame instrument where, you know, you could be like, I played triangle, and then you just go ding. No, that's not going to make it go gold. That's stupid. That's dumb. No offense to triangle players. No offense to triangle players. You're lovely people. But in this case, it needs to be something like a xylophone, or it needs to be like an oboe. It needs to be a timpani. It needs to be a cello. It's got to be something that country music wouldn't be anywhere near. I guarantee you, that song either goes gold or it gets shit all over because they're like, we don't like them other musical instruments in our country music. What the hell, the timpani? Is that timpani from Tiffany? Where would that timpani? That sounds like Yankee shit. Anyway, Stevie Wonder with "Happy Birthday." This is for Celtic Girl from Neil Childs. This is off of Hotter Than July. Which, by the way, Hotter Than July, hell of an album. Don't know how many of y'all have sunk into Stevie Wonder's discography. Probably not many of you. It's okay. Hotter Than July, great release. The first song that you played in high school was "Hero" by Chad Kroeger on keyboard. Hey, we all have to start somewhere. We all have to start somewhere. One of the only songs that I know how to play on a guitar, at least part of it, is Maynard's Dick from Tool, which is the hidden track off of LAPD. So it's like a secret track on a garbage track, you know? Like a total throwaway track that they put on the end point of an EP. They put it on the end point of an EP, and so you get like nonsense for like 6 minutes, and then you get the actual track. They say that a hero can save us. I want a cover of that song with Scott Stapp on vocals. Just gonna put it out there. I want that. You know what I want that? You know why I want that? You know! Do you understand why I want that? Because why not? Memes. Such a pleasant, lovely song. Why am I getting alerts from stuff from Steam, of all things? Mario coming back with 12 more, which means that there's got to be a couple songs included there. Waterblood coming in with the €2.29. Lurch was in here and I wasn't able to pay attention to him. I'm sorry. I really am. I'll tell you what will definitely make him pay attention is whenever we're on Switch and playing Franchise Hockey Manager. Maybe. I don't know. I don't want to guarantee anything. 3 tracks here. We have, well, first of all, Waterblanc requested a monomark with "Live for the Kill," and then for Maru we have "Waiting for You to Call" by Corpy Ensemble, "Wheels from Hell" by Leverage, and "I Once Had Wings" by Dark Sarah. We have Justin in the building. Justin, man, I kind of suck. $5 from Justin's with "These Are the Nameless" by Solitude at Tiernas. I kind of suck, Justin, because I have tried so hard. I've been in every giveaway thinking that, hey, you know, eventually my name's going to get drawn because, damn it, it's my stream. Come on, Nightbot. And that's going to be for you. And so far, not exactly been a very successful venture, my friend. But, hey, man, glad to see you. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. So that's another 1967 that we need to toss on board. We have eclipsed $700. We have eclipsed $700. That's crazy, man. We're going backwards. Now, there we go. Now we're forwards. We are on the road to $800, ladies and gentlemen. We have a nice full queue also. We have a nice full queue. So we have some tracks to play. We started off with Call It in the Air by Thrice, the Devin Townsend project with Fallout, 4 Miles by Thrice, Dweeb by Teenage Wrist. Then we have a trio of songs from Maru that we just mentioned. We have Amon Mars to Live for the Kill, and we have some Solitude That's Hearing Us, which was recommended by Justin. So we have a nice variety coming to all of you, and I am thankful for all of you. Let's get a $100 donation in there. Well, y'all gonna have to draw straws of which of the 14 of you gotta do it. And actually, let me take a look at something right here.
We know the key to unity of all people
102.
is in the dream that you had so long ago.
Make it 102.
All of the hearts of people.
Just trust me on that. You're gonna have to just trust me on that. And I'm getting something now from YouTube. Apparently, Haken has released a brand new song, Puzzle Box, looks like. Unless it's like
Because our hearts tell us.
I think that's a new song. Nice. There might be a new Haken song for y'all to listen to, entitled Puzzle Box. Summon Charles Wagner, oh my god. Someone probably should tell him that we have 2 days left. He might be game. I'll be honest though, whenever he donates, he doesn't really do it for the causes or anything like that. He does it because he loves the channel, which, I mean, I'm floored by that, considering, you know, most of the channel has migrated to this. Charles is a good guy. He's good people. He is good people. Call It in the Air by Thrice up next. I'll tell you, another man that I have not seen in a little bit that I hope is doing alright. Obviously, we're not going to see him for a while. Another 5 months, in fact. Is Giron Zombie. Or Giron Zebi, rather. Who, of course, was heading on his way to the Army Reserves. So he's currently in basic training. He's getting all that knowledge and all of that physical activity. He's getting himself prepared. So hope that he's doing well. Shout out to him, just in case he happens to be lurking, which I kind of doubt. But on the off chance. I've received a very skeptical email. Right. It would be nice if that was real. I just got a thing that said, accept your payout for $791.25. That'd be lovely if it was real. That would be absolutely lovely if it was real, which it's not. Best Taken album is probably still The Mountain, yeah. Oh, The Mountain is phenomenal. That is the album that got me absolutely sold on that band, 100%. That they are going to be around for a long time and that they are going to be revered for a long time within the prog universe. That's what I would say. I was about to say, you know how I haven't seen in like 5 seconds Paradise Python's in it, but yet there he is. What's up, buddy? I know you've been around all stream, but I'm just saying. Just tossing a little shade, having a little fun. What's everybody been up to these past couple of days? I know that a lot of you guys have been doing streams during the afternoons and stuff. What else has been going on with your lives? How you guys been doing? You guys excited for all the different things that are about to drop tomorrow? Big new release day. Big new release day tomorrow. Big new release day tomorrow. Let's take a look at tomorrow, in fact. Let's actually use this phone for something other than conversion tools. You've been doing the whole college thing? Yeah. How do I know that the donation is fake? It's because it's from one of those, like, My Career tools, and the lingo that they use and the way in which it's constructed, you can blatantly tell it was constructed by somebody who wants your information and wants to steal it. Like, some things are just super obvious. Like, unfortunately, some things are just completely obvious, and that was certainly one of them. Like, it wasn't even a very clever one. And it was from a website, or like from a thing that I never signed up for, so it was obviously somebody, you know, some other website sold my information or whatever, or they stole the information, you know, in order to send that email and try to, you know, get the scam going. Dead Letter Circus just released an album last week. There you go. There's that. There's that. Now here's something for you. Let's not look at tomorrow for a second. Let's look at October. We were talking about High on Fire, and I was curious about whether or not they were releasing a new album. Wow. My brain was on vacation, considering High on Fire releases Electric Messiah on the 5th of October. My brain was 100% on vacation. Whoops. Up next we have Devin Townsend with Fallout. Smooth jazz. Busy doing absolutely nothing. That sounds like what I do whenever I'm not streaming. Sometimes, but of course I also have kittens in my life, so I'm never technically doing absolutely nothing. Like, I'm not legally allowed to do absolutely nothing, because if I do that, then I will if I were to do that, then something would happen. And yeah. Like, anytime I step into a room, the room that those kittens are in, I start to get climbed. I start to get climbed by kittens, and it's pretty awesome. But yeah, other things that are coming out on the 5th of October, we have Behemoth, I Loved You at Your Darkest. We have Monuments with Pronosis. We have a new Windhand album, Eternal Return. Those are the big ones that I see there. Leo with Request is also included there. Orcan with Element. Festus with Thripsis. But let's go back to the new releases, I guess. I don't know why they put them as new, considering they're coming out tomorrow. Yeah, the singing lesson went high and loud. Hell yes. That's what's up. That's what I like to hear. That's what I like to hear. But whenever it comes to tomorrow, the 28th, we have a new kind of horror from Anona Craft. We have The Outer Ones by Revocation. We have Idle by Horrendous, which is excellent. We have Wasteland by Riverside. Life Hunger by Breed. We have A Forest of Stars with Grave Mounds and Grave Mistakes. We have Wolfheart with Constellation of the Black Light. Necronauticon with Unleashed Bastards. Brainstorm with Midnight Ghost. Damn. And that doesn't include any of the possible surprises that exist. And that's just in the heavy metal landscape. September's always been traditionally a pretty big new release month. Not gonna happen. This is gonna be a long ass stream. Not necessarily. I'll tell you what will have to happen for me though is I'm gonna have to like get dangerous amounts of these and stay up all night and listen to shit. That way I can actually record a couple videos at some point in time in my life. That's the big reason why I want to put like gaps between the streams. That way I can work on other projects, like you know, actual videos. Because remember, I originally wanted to release 2 videos a week. That has not happened once in September yet. Mostly because I've had too many other things going on, you know, between doing the sell with my dad and kittens and selling on my own and different intermittent streams. You know, the Alzheimer series began a little bit later than I wanted because the Ronnie James Dio Cancer one had to go and extend itself a little bit later. Bowie! €1.99 for Queen Bee from David Bowie. Nicely done. Nicely done. I would give you an example of my singing, but I wouldn't want glass to shatter. I wouldn't want the glass to shatter. I like the top comments for this song, by the way. I love DTP comment sections. Everyone is usually nice to everyone else. It's pretty cool, especially on YouTube. Smiley face. Just trying to match pitch there. I can't do it. But of course, you know, that's not my range. I'm more of a bass, actually. I'm like a high bass. Here, Mom, I told you just to stick to guitar. You heard me singing Notorious from Duran Duran? Yeah. That was probably a little excessive. That was probably me going a little bit higher than I should have. Although I've also, I think, taken a crack at Take On Me. I at one point flirted with the idea of a karaoke stream, but then realized that I live in a building that has other people in it. Miss CKN just walked into the apartment and heard that comment and just gave me this look like it was like a mixture of that was really funny and thank God, please don't do that. And that's the thing, she's never actually heard me sing karaoke. Her loss, not mine. I'm amazing. No, I'm not. She just walked past with that, was just like, if you say so. Everything's unspoken now. Oh, never mind. What's up? 4 Miles by Thrice up next for y'all. I want to keep this going. Man, Quaker Oats is being aggressive today. This is the 5th time I've seen this 6-second ad for Quaker Sandwich Minis. Snack with 8 milligrams or grams or whatever full of protein. Woohoo! Get all the protein you need in little snacks that look like Ritz crackers. Sometimes you should maybe feature some of these guys' music in your stream, live music. That would be kind of hard to do, actually. That would be kind of hard to do. First of all, I'd probably have to be there. Unless they somehow transmit me a magical feed and then I'm able to replay that on the stream, or like I would have to give them like authorization or permissions, all the passwords and stuff, which then who knows what might happen. All of a sudden this this channel could turn into like a cooking stream. Oh God, excuse me. Let's see if they're all top. Maybe it should be CKN's version of CKN Club's Got Talent. There we go. So what we do is that I have all y'all submit your talents to me via video package. You send it to me via email or whatever, and then we play it all during the stream. I am going to turn off this damn AC. The air is nice, but the cold part sucks. Anyway, I'm also going to close this video. There we go. Let's move forward. That would be a pretty cool idea, actually. That'd be a pretty neat idea. And I guarantee you something. I guarantee you if I announce something like that, if I were to announce something like that in a video, the number of submissions I would get would probably be off the chains. Because everybody wants a review for free, but nobody wants to come in and like actually hang out like y'all do. You know what I mean? But you know, it might be something that's worth doing. Give them the CKN streaming experience. So it might be something I do need to consider and see what I have to do to set it up. I want to see how I can set that up. This other girl's like, I'm going to be a judge. I don't know. I think that's one of those things where I'm going to have to get my mods involved. I think I'm going to have to get like Lurch and Andy in here as judges. I like have different judges for different categories. Like if it's a prog band, most definitely has to be someone like Andy and like Gamma and Lurch as judges. If it's something that's pop or, you know, like has some of that old school funk, that great elder charm to it, got Neil here. Got Neil in here, that can definitely help out. If they happen to be, you know, power metal or got some good female vocal going, or, you know, just from Scandinavia, got Maru. If their talent is playing hockey, I have Wabin. If their talent's being a troll, we have, you know, Reed. I'd probably get a submission from the Downfall Network, and maybe I'd finally learn who the hell they are. It's a possibility. I never know. You never know what could happen. Up next, we have Teenage Wrist with Dweeb. I loved the song that I heard from them the other day. So much to the point where I was listening to part of this album last night, and I gotta say, I really like what this band has. Nemo, brother, I hear you coughing again. Don't be like me. I'm bad. Don't cough. Coughing is bad. Actually, do what you gotta do. I'm full of shit. I'm trying to cure you through like reverse psychology. It doesn't work, by the way. Yeah, I was checking out this album a little bit last night. Chrome Neon Jesus is pretty awesome, I gotta say. So this is a pretty cool drop. Definitely a band that I want to recall and recommend to everybody else. Because not everything that I recommend is heavy metal, obviously. Brody No likes you though? Oh well, that's a... Is that Phantom Antichrist is girlfriend material? Well, I mean, I guess if you want to date a record, the good thing about it is that you'll know exactly how it's going to talk back or what it's going to talk back. Although I would definitely say that you probably shouldn't try to go to bed with a CD or even a record. Unless, of course, you don't have much to work with down there and it can actually fit through the hole that's, you know, right there in the middle. Which, if that's the case, then go to town. Just throwing that out there. Yeah, this sounds like it's going to be a really, really good show. To see both Teenage Wrist and Thrice. The funny thing is that after listening to all the Thrice, I don't really need to go back into their discography anytime soon. Like I'm getting a nice little tour and reminder as these past couple days have gone along, which has been pretty cool. But whenever it comes to Teenage Risk, completely different story. This reminds me of how cool I thought the Twilight Sad was whenever I heard them before The Cure. Whenever I heard the name of the band, I thought to myself, this is going to be junk, you know? What a terrible band name. And shit, like, their stuff is all really, really good. Yes, I'm definitely enjoying your Thrice Tour, brother. Absolutely. He will use the jewel case's middle point. Oh, Lord. Ow. Oh. Oh, I could say things that would just make this 10 times worse, but no. I like the fact that 11 of you are actually watching. The things I could say would probably turn that number to a big fat old 0. Like YouTube would demonetize me just for being too crude. Teenage Wrist made it sound like that maybe they like had a big boner for Deftones. I don't know why whenever I think of Teenage Wrist, I just immediately think of like Saturday Night Wrist from the Deftones. Unless you're talking also about the Twilight Sad. Because I'm not sure if you skipped them out or not. Rip. Oh. I just love the fact that this channel's early 90s so much. Like, it just has so many of those little twinges of old 90s Catherine Wheel. And it's more so the dreamy vocals and everything remind me more of their shoegaze material, whereas the music itself reminds me of some of the other music of that era. Slice the Cake, what was really good about them was their last album. That story is just absurd. It's super good. And really, it's kind of sad to see that they are gone, that they're done, because they had a really promising future. But, you know, things happen with bands. Being independent isn't easy. Being in a band isn't easy. You know, you could have creative differences in 25 seconds. You know, it's not something that is a guarantee at all. You know what I mean? So, the one thing that I really hope to see out of Teenage Wrist, like overall, as the future goes on, you know, you have to get yourself noticed first of all, and then you can kind of do your own thing. I want to see how good this band could be. Especially whenever it comes to writing like an 8-minute long song. I think that would be something else. There's one thing I loved about the 90s, and I think I've mentioned this before. I love the fact that in the 90s there were a lot of bands of the alternative distinction or that were in rock that still were unafraid to start off their albums with like 2 or 3 like 4-minute tracks and then just paste in a 7-minute long monster. You know, paste in a real big monster of a song. Up next we have Waiting for You to Call by the Kalani Ensemble. Or the Corpi Ensemble. Wrong part of Corpa Kalani. If I could type words, I would maybe be a really, really dangerous individual. I'd maybe be a dangerous human being. You never know. Bands with 3 never names are crap. Well, sorry, all that remains. That's pretty funny. Yeah, I know you probably will, Riff. That'd be pretty sweet. I'll tell you, Skillet has always been a group that has never impressed me. Their stuff just sounds really generic. I think that's what it is. I think it just sounds really generic.
I don't know, but I've been waiting for so long.
I feel like I'm in like a really awesome cafe. I feel like I'm in a really, really awesome cafe. I'm sipping on something kind of cool, you know? Maybe a light espresso with some medium cream.
I'm waiting for you to call.
This is Waiting for You to Call by the Corpy Ensemble featuring Johanna Avalainen, which I probably just completely and totally insulted like every heritage with that horrible pronunciation. This album, by the way, is called Poo. P-U-U. Poo. I like it. I definitely like it, man. This is awesome.
I've known you for such a long time.
I get hell waits on vinyl anyway. Just do it. It's fine. Listen, the thing is that you can still listen to evil music or like the devil's music and still be a good Christian, man. Trust me, it is still not only possible, it's been done. Now, granted, I eventually transitioned out of being a Roman Catholic, but whenever I was a metalhead, a younger metalhead, that wasn't going to be what was going to remove me from the church. It was going to be my own decision. But it certainly wasn't the music. It wasn't the music. Different pop music. Like I said, this is like really awesome coffee shop music. Like it's better than the coffee shop music you hear that's like actually that's American. And actually, there's some of the like Australian stuff is kind of weak too. There's a song that's on one of those like TikTok apps or whatever it is. It says like as strong as a fox, or as sly as a fox, as strong as an ox. It was such a really obvious pattern, but it's a pop song, so that's all you need. I need to let Vince out. Hold up.
I dream of sharing my thoughts inside. I hope you were the one.
Yeah, there are some members of Slayer who are Catholic. And remember, of course, there's remember that sometimes within heavy metal music, the critiques that come in toward religion and toward Christianity are actually kind of fair. Because remember that the Inquisitions happened, you know, the Crusades, and of course now, these days, there is a ton of reason to have a very harsh criticism toward the church. And it's shameful that it has to happen, but it is very, very true. And I don't know if I mentioned this to a couple of you, or maybe you have not been... Maybe you haven't been around for a couple weeks, but right here in my home state of Pennsylvania, they recently had a big-time bust. It was an identification of 300 different priests, which I need to get Wheels from Hell by Leverage up. 300 different priests over the course of the past 60 years. Who have had allegations into sexual abuse. So some of these folks are deceased, obviously, so they got away with it. But a lot of different priests, including a couple that I was familiar with, and some that my family were familiar with from the church that they attended, that I formerly attended. It's really hard to be... It's really hard to be defensive toward that. I certainly couldn't. But at the same time, I can't sit here and judge somebody who's a Christian or who's a Roman Catholic because that's happened. Because they didn't do that, you know? The person who I'm talking to, they didn't do that. You know? They're reason for belief or whatever. I don't know what that is. Is it something that's just, you know, part of their life and always has been? Or is it something more so where it brings them comfort? I don't know. €2.29 from Waterblanc. Fist in Fetus with Emancipation. That's certainly an emancipation of some variety. Oh, excuse me. Thanks, brother. That is certainly an emancipation. And if that fetus could talk, it would give a proclamation. So it would be an emancipation proclamation. Rip. They're good ideas to live by. You know, they're guidelines that could be very well summed up by saying, don't be an asshole to other people. And you're right. A lot of folks in the community would rather utilize that to curse things or like damn things that they don't like, while meanwhile breaking rule after rule or, you know, statute after statute that the book gives themselves. You know, want to argue about gay marriage, but completely agree the part, or completely disagree, or say it's open to interpretation whenever it comes to tattoos or wearing two different types of cloth, like two different styles. You know, like wool and flannel or whatever, silk and not silk. I don't know fashion, man. So whatever. You know, so it's. Religion is something that is used poorly by people, but by itself, like, whenever you examine it completely neutrally, you know, away from all of that, has some really, really good ideas, has some really good lessons, and can really teach you to be a better person. It has the possibility. What has happened is 2,000 years of bastardization by man, unfortunately. History has not been kind to religion, mostly because men and, you know, societies have not been kind to religion by doing atrocious things in its name. Pressure by Muse coming in hot from Mango. And Neil Childs bringing in the Big Empty. It says, last one for today. That's A-okay, my dude. Thank you very much. We definitely have a building budding queue that we will get to, and then we'll probably take our leave for the night. It's been a really good day. Been a very solid stream. We get to talk about. You might not realize this, but I do really enjoy talking about religion. I do really enjoy talking about it. Despite the fact that it has the problems that it does, and despite the fact that it's something that can easily turn people off, and that's definitely why, you know, that's definitely one demographic that you're probably not going to see me be, you know, head of the class with. Dark Sarah with I Once Had Wings is up next. Celtic, you will probably love this. I'm thinking you're going to absolutely adore this, so enjoy. But yeah, you're never going to see me at the top of the class whenever it comes to attracting folks of the flock. But I do really enjoy talking about the stuff because I'm really not atheist. I'm really not agnostic. I believe more in the religion of self. You know, basically do what you can with the life that you have. You know, this world is in front of you. You should try to make a difference. You know, don't be a dick. But at the same time, whenever you look deep into it, there's a lot of similarities whenever it comes to the lessons. So you can tell that there are a lot of good ideas. There's a lot of ways that we try to, or that we initially try to, or, you know, at least these gods that, you know, people, you know, these prophets and gods that people heard and wrote down the lessons and wrote down the information. Remember, it was all man-made. It was all man-built, the books and all that. At least they had some pretty damn good lessons in there. I mean, love thy neighbor as I have loved you. I mean, that right there is a very powerful message. Now, of course, it's loose in its message as well, because I is relation to God, or in the case of the actual text, relation to Jesus. And some could say, well, God's never been kind to me, so I shouldn't be kind to my neighbor. That's loving them as he has loved, or as God has loved me, you know. They blame things on God. That's another thing that you have. Why? You know, some bad things happen in life, but a lot of good things happen too. Do you know what I think one of the largest problems that this world has today, aside from, you know, politics and SJWs and all that other crap is? We blatantly ignore small positives and highlight every tiny negative. What do you think about that? Do you think that's true? True or false? Do you think that's accurate? Do you think that's correct? Do you think that's correct? Because I think it is. Celtic Girl says, I almost called you Celtic Frost. That'd have been amazing. She said, agreed. I'm with you. You know, I'm with that argument because I see it. I see how positives are ignored. And this is something that's human. It's human for us to react very poorly to negatives because, first of all, it's a bad feeling, and we don't like feeling bad. You know, it's just a natural thing. You know, you don't like feeling bad. Like, you don't like feeling sick. So you're not going to be able to be sick and say, man, I'm really thankful for the other, like, 357 days of the year where I feel well. Because you're in the moment, you feel gross, you feel sick, blah, it sucks, you know. You just puked. And puking sucks. It's a horrible feeling. But I'm talking like you have a really good day at work, maybe. You know, you didn't have to deal with a lot of bullshit at work. Maybe you got a raise from your boss, or maybe somebody sent you a thankful email, or you closed a really big account, or I don't know, you sold something and got yourself a nice commission. And then you go home, and the minute that you get into the driveway, let's say you accidentally go a little far in your garage and you bump your husband's or your whatever, or your boyfriend's like workstation, his workbench, and you put a little dent in your vehicle, or maybe it's something that just is part of the house. Maybe you don't have a spouse. And you put a little dent in your car, and immediately your day is just ruined, and you're sullen, even though you just had this great day. You know? Yeah, it sucks that happened. Yeah, you're probably going to have to buff out that little problem there, but... You know, folks are making a big deal of some lesser things than that. Like, you know, they misconstrue a message from somebody that puts them in a sullen state. They look on Facebook and they find something to complain about that depresses them or gives them anxiety. It's horrible. You know, this is I Once Had Wings by Dark Sarah. This is symphonic metal through and through, yes. Dark Sarah's wonderful. That's Sig Reviews. But yeah, this is Dark Sarah. The song is entitled I Once Had Wings. Guap Sig Reviews. You review cigarettes? Makes me want one. Makes me want one. Not gonna lie. Live for the Kill is up next. Yes, I do like grunge. I like grunge quite a bit. I like grunge quite a bit, my friend. I do not think that grunge killed metal, as a lot of other folks do. Many folks in the community think that that is a fact. It is fiction. It is very much fiction. A lot of heavy metal, like basically heavy metal's next generation, was already in the underground, really pouring away and honing their craft. Live for the Kill by Amon Amarth up next, after these words from Kia, which we will not hear, because, no. Highest ranked mid-size blah 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 with standard 7-passenger seating, and it'll suck your dick too. Isn't it amazing? All that for just $25,000. I think every genre has their time in the spotlight. I think you're right. Mango, you make a really, really good point, and that's why right now we might not be very pleased with what is in the spotlight, but that's not going to last forever. And that's another reason why it's another reason why rock will never truly be dead. Rock will eventually get its rise once again. Hello, Cover. What are your thoughts about the new Riverside album? I haven't heard it yet. I haven't listened to it yet. It's actually one of the few albums I have not gotten a promo copy for, so that's going to be one where I'm going to have to... Oh, fuck! I'm going to have to listen to an album stream of that one. I was going to say I'm going to have to go to FYE and buy it, but I can't because my FYE just closed! It just closed like literally a week or two ago. It's no longer in operation. This is Amon Amarth. Yes, it is, Spetoski. But yeah, I haven't gotten a chance to listen to it yet, Opeth. You want to see Trap Demolition Night with like Disco Demolition Night over here? Oh my gosh. You know what I might do, just for fun? Just to piss some people off at the end of the stream? I found a SoundCloud rapper I don't hate. Now it's not, I don't like all of his material, I just like a couple songs. I might play him just for fun. Just for fun. I actually found one SoundCloud rapper I don't hate. Surprise, he's probably white. I don't know. No, I'm kidding. Lil Dicky's also not... I heard a song from him last night. I was like just running the table last night with all sorts of different shit after the stream was done. And rap application. 115 million views. First time I ever even heard the guy. I gotta say, I liked it. Gotta say, it wasn't bad. He and Snoop Dogg, good back and forth. Good back and forth. What are my thoughts on Obituary? I love Obituary. I think they're an awesome band. Their more recent material has been kind of... It's very predictable. It's a cut and dry style of band. But still, it's a lot of fun to listen to. Their first couple albums, though, they were the different, you know, death metal at that point, you know? They were one of the different death metal, like pure death metal bands. You asked if she was Dutch. In Dutch. Speak the Deutsch. Speak the Deutsch. Tu parles français, s'il vous plaît? Do you speak French, please? What is that sentence? That sentence is deplorable, is what that is. That sentence was a disease. Oh man. You know why I like Justin a lot? Because he requests a lot of Solitude at Tyrannus, and I love that band. That's called playing, you know, playing to the streamer. That's called playing to the streamer right there. These are The Nameless. Coming up next. In about 10 seconds. There you go. Amon Amarth. Now going into some traditional doom metal with These Are The Nameless. This is off of Downfall from 1996. Really good album. Can't say that enough. Can't say that enough. Hello, Alec. What's going on? How are you doing? Yes, Patutsky. Municipal Waste? I don't think that they're the second coming of Thrash. I don't think that they are the second coming of Thrash. I would say that if you want a band that's probably going to be leading Thrash into the future, probably Havoc. I would look at Havoc. For sure. I would look at Havoc, especially after what you heard from Conformist side. What a really solid album that was. Municipal Waste, I think, if anything, could really bring back that whole crossover section of thrash metal, and really they've been kind of doing that for a while now. Like, if you remember back in the 80s where you had a nice little crossover punk/thrash mixture, which you even saw a little bit with, like, some of the older Suicidal Tendency stuff, only this is a little bit more heavy. Is Svetlana Russian? She is, yes. Warbringer, and you could even look at you could look at Wretched a little bit if you wanted to, but that's a little bit more closely linked to the death metal side of things. I want to know what happened to Forbidden. Forbidden came back. They had their grand return. They put out a phenomenal comeback album, and then they kind of disappeared. They disappeared again. So that we need to like start putting up. We need to start putting up, you know, lost puppy signs for Forbidden. I almost said help wanted signs. Ugh. Hey, does anybody want to be? Anybody want to live right below me? Y'all want to live right below me? Want to be my neighbor? We got an apartment for over here. Want to be my neighbor? Distant pulse, constant. Distant pulse, constant. Anyway. Y'all want to be my roommate? That's cool. For the nice slim cost of probably cheaper than mine. Because I don't know why. I think everybody else in this building is a lower rent than I do, which means I'm getting gypped. And that sure ain't right, no sir. I feel like, Neil, you would be a really good roommate. So I feel like the sounds that would come from the ceiling, or really would be the floor below me, the ceiling above you would be kind of cool. I think Mario would be a good roommate. I think the mods would be good roommates, because we could all watch hockey together and then probably never stream again. I would be a nice neighbor. Sure, we'll go with that. I'm actually really kind of quiet, to be perfectly honest. I'm not a bad neighbor. I would say the only thing that you might have to deal with living below me, is that you might hear my feet on the floor, like walking up and down the hallway at weird hours of night. Because I am up kind of late. That's the only thing I would warn for somebody living below me. And I'm not even sure how much of a problem that really is. You're a loud neighbor. That's the thing though, if we have similar interests, we could be loud neighbors together, and that might be perfectly acceptable. You drop stuff all the time? Oh, well, you be in the apartment below me, so that's your problem. I probably wouldn't even hear it. If it was really loud, though, I'd probably run down and be like, oh god, are you dead? And you would say no. Turn the music to the loudest level of volume. Again, I've had neighbors do that, but the thing is, with you, Neil, it would be music I actually want to hear. Do you want to know how I found out about Watch Me Whip, Watch Me Nay Nay? I had a neighbor in this very building that was below, in the very apartment that is for sale, that is currently available, that decided to play Watch Me Whip, Watch Me Nay Nay at the loudest volume possible on their little CD player, or whatever it was, for 2 hours straight. Outside, on a hot day in September where you needed to have your windows open, you needed to have your ACs blaring. I was here and watch me win and watch me day. Which, of course, now it doesn't sound like anything because, you know, I hadn't heard it in 2 years. Back then, that was terrible. That was bad. Queen Bee by David Bowie. Speaking of things to just blare. Oh, man. Queen Bee, which is a.k.a., of course, Queen Bitch. From Hunky Dory. Going back. This one I think I might have to crank because this is not going to be remastered. Yeah. Then you turn up your music even louder. Nah. Who's my favorite metal YouTuber? Myself. Myself, y'all. I love myself. I'm a very selfish man. To legitimately answer that question, I really liked Infidel Amsterdam. He and I are kind of brothers in arms in a weird way. I really enjoyed his content whenever he was making it a little bit more regularly. Now I kind of just enjoy looking at his collection. I still every so often have communication with Runner JMA and Count Blackerup, like some of the other folks that I was in the community with. I loved a lot, and I still want the best for them. I still want the best for them, you know what I mean? Like Duncan right now is drumming in a band that's touring. He just left his home and is moved, which is awesome. I miss Fulton. I miss Fulton from Fulton's reviews, man. Dude is a heck of a guy, and he's working on solo music. So that's pretty cool. But yeah, folks like that I was kind of in the that I was in the community with way back in the day. Like, I still remember Austin, Recreation. I still remember Sir All About Music, who was a little bit more toward the alternative side, and I hope he's doing great. John, who's now making musical instruments in Canada, and I think he's actually emigrating to America, or immigrating to America, rather, to get married, which is, dude, it's awesome for him. So yeah, man, like, I like a lot of the folks that I was kind of in the community with, you know. You know, I dig what Stout does every so often, what Andrew Stout does. You know, I was on the Death of American Idol. I was on that series twice, I believe. So that was pretty cool. I actually wouldn't mind doing a little something with another collaboration with Shades, with Michael Gordon. I think that'd be pretty cool. You know, I don't necessarily. I was chatting. Yeah, I chatted with Fantano as well. Yeah. You know, Fantano's been on one of my videos. I've been on a couple of his. Fantano and I, we're like basically the OGs of this community. Because back in that day, it was like. It was the Needle Drop, myself. It was Jumble Junkie Music, which is now he's now firmly into gaming and old arcade cabinets, which is a really cool transition because his knowledge, not to mention his repair work, is phenomenal. So very cool to see him be so so multifaceted. And then for a while there, Jason Sukoff was also doing some reviews and was in the community. Which was really, really neat that Jason was doing that. He tried to record a couple reviews in between sessions with bands and stuff like that, which is cool. So I got to meet Jason, well, not face to face, but got to hang out and talk with Jason a little bit online based off of that, which is really cool. Collaborate with Spectrum Pulse. It wasn't them, it was ARTV that was supposed to collaborate with me, and they never got back to me after I told them, yeah, let's do it. So, I don't know. Fantano doesn't like Sorceress from Opeth? Oh well, that's fine. I'm okay with that. Fistin' Fetus. I'm curious as to who's the actual band here. The band is Fistin' Fetus. Awesome. I wonder if this is... Oh, wait, this isn't Slam. This is Symphonic Grind... What? Symphonic Grindcore? I might actually like this a lot. Because that sounds amazing. That sounds ridiculous, and I kind of dig that. Fist and Fetus with Emancipation. Here we go. Let's have some fun, I guess. Metal Fury, welcome back. Hey, if you guys missed it, we gave out a 1-month subscription to the Metalhead box. You know, so basically a Metalhead box. And Metal Fury 515 there, he was our winner. Our next level, our next incentive goal is at $800, so less than $75 away. And that's going to be $25 worth of Hell's Headbangers gift card, which means you go to Hell's Headbangers, get yourself $25 worth of merchandise for nothing. For nothing. Yo, how cool is that? How nifty is that? How nifty, how neato. Symphonic Grindcore results in 1 destroyed violin. We must press F to pay respects for that 1 damaged, destroyed violin. It never saw it coming. Actually, this is super cool. Listen to that. It's like somebody's trying to make progressive grindcore. Music is subjective, you're absolutely right, Neil. Whenever it comes to U2, it's their older stuff I tend to like more. Although Discotheque is kind of hooky. Discotheque is kind of hooky, gotta say. Even though that album was not that good. They're also a band that I never really known much from, if I'm honest. I didn't know much from U2. One of the big problems I ran into whenever I was first listening to U2 was a lot of the stuff that I wanted to hear from U2 was not on albums that I could find. And then I got to the point where I wanted like first pressings and stuff. Try to find a first pressing of, you know, the Joshua Tree. Good luck. Or boy. Have fun, you know? Infinite Annihilator, they got a lot of love from me with their last album. They got a lot of love from me back in 2016, I believe, for that album. And to this day, I still find them to be like one of the few bands in like the slam genre, I guess is what they've been deemed, that I really enjoy. By the way, this is awesome. This is ridiculous. This is amazing. I got another band I need to check out. Because I've never heard of Fist and Fetus. This is incredible. Wow. Like, I feel like this is partially could have been influenced by something crazy like an Ananakrath or even a oh shit, I'm not going to be able to remember the band name now. Poopy Doop, not Absu, the other band, Aborum, who they do a very interesting take on like black and death metal. David Matthews, my favorite Carcass record is probably... actually, I just had to remember that Surgical Steel exists. Holy shit, that album's a monster. Probably Heartwork. Probably Heartwork or Necroticism. Surgical Steel's really good. Oh my god, I don't know. Dude, they have a lot of good records. They have a lot of good records. I'm just going to go with my first impression and say Heartwork, brother. Oh man. The second half of their career was really sick. Their grindcore stuff is pretty cool, and their return to form, that's a spicy meatball. That's a spicy meatball, that's all I'll say. Up next, we have some Muse. This was requested from Mango. And I see we have another donation that came in as well, so we will get to that. I hate the fact that this doesn't come in like instantaneously. And now I'm starting to get like other ideas. Now I'm starting to get other ideas of what I want to play as the last song of the stream. Like I had a second idea that just went kaput in my brain. The brain just went bye-bye. Doesn't believe it exists anymore. This is going to be Pressure from Muse. And then we just got a $4 from Justin that says, last chapter, Coma Crowd. How much does rent run in your area? I heard property is more expensive up north. Well, it's very dependent on a lot of things, Justin. One of the biggest things is what the landlord is charging. I live in a relatively small apartment, I would say. I think it's like 700 square feet, maybe a little bit more than that, I don't know. We did live in one that was 666 square feet, which is super duper metal. But for this apartment, we pay $575 a month, which sucks. Mostly because it started off as a smaller amount. It started off as a smaller amount, and then it went up because of things getting more expensive, such as the taxes here in town. So, due to some of those things, all of our rent was supposed to go up. You know, the rent for everybody was supposed to increase. But I've noticed from talking with folks that they're paying less than we are. Now, the folks that were in that boat also were one person, you know. They were living as a single person in the apartment. So, like I said, I have my friend and her boyfriend they live down catty-corner to me, so I'll have to ask them what they're paying for rent. But I don't think they're paying $575 either. So, like I said, I think I'm getting fucked here, and I'd like to know why that is. And if the answer is because we have, you know, cats in the apartment, then listen, we've been here for 4 years. Cut us some fucking slack, you jackass. Anyway, but just about every place that we have lived in, and we've lived in 3 different apartments, it's all been, you know, $500, $600 a month for rent, and usually there's been like one utility included, and then you have to pay for the others. It can get a little expensive, yes. What landlords are hoping to get for apartments these days is astronomically absurd, and it's part of the reason why a lot of younger people can't get ahead. You know, whenever you take a look at the cost of living and the amount in which folks are getting in paychecks, there's a very large displacement. There's a big time difference, and it's bad. It's really bad. And you know, you could say that, well, you're paying for more bills these days than folks in the 70s or 60s were, and you'd be right. You would be right to a certain degree. You know, you don't have a cell phone bill these days, you don't have an internet bill these days, and maybe cable is a little bit different. You know, maybe those things were more luxury items that not everybody had. But your phone bill back then was also more because of long-distance calls and everything like that. Trust me, Bell Telephone and those other jackasses found a way to get their money in that age as well. Cable was astronomical for a long time there. Like, it was truly a luxury. Whenever you first started to get the movie channels and everything in the 80s, you know, basic cable probably ain't no thing, and plus folks were stealing them over the air anyway. But, you know, you have to take a look in relation to the two sides of that story and the two sides of that coin, and you realize that there's a lot of folks that are paying a lot less. Fighter has good news. What is your good news? And by the way, see you later to Alec, man. I'll see ya. The members of Asking Alexandria showed at my door needing a place for the night. What would you do? I would probably call my landlord and see if I could borrow the key for the apartment that's for sale downstairs, because we would not have the space at all. First of all, there's two of us. There's two humans. There are currently 8 cats, 4 adults, and 4 kittens. And then we want the members, 4 members of Asking Alexandria in that bitch, or 5 members. Fuck no, man. There is no way. Like, I don't even have enough couches. I don't even got enough couches. Alright? Ain't gonna happen. That ain't not gonna happen. I would probably call and, say, hey, yo, this might be a good opportunity for the building. These guys are in a pretty famous band. They might be able to throw you some money. And if they do that, then hey, don't forget your boy that set this shit up. Are they a good band? Good is a very relative term. I would go with I would go with no. But everybody's opinion is different. That's the thing. Everybody's opinion is different. I would sample them for yourself, and if you like them, then that's what actually counts. Big Empty by the Stone Temple Pilots, and after this we have one other track, one final cut for the eve. Perhaps, maybe we have another one coming in. I'm not too sure. I'm looking into it. No, that's the same song. This is the same ad for Dove that I don't give 2 shits about. But yeah, good is a very relative term right now whenever it comes to that. See, Metal Fury, he right there is a fan. He's a fan of the band, and he can definitely guide you and steer you correctly, I would say. They're not terrible. It's called Metal Militia. What's called Metal Militia? I missed the first part of that. It's called Metal Militia. It's live every Thursday from 8 to 9 a.m. 8 to 9 a.m. Good lord. That's Pacific Standard Time. That's awesome news, but I'm in bed. Oh, it's your radio show. Oh, well, that's cool. Congratulations, man. Congratulations, dude. 8 to 9 a.m. Wow. That's pretty rough. Or did you actually mean PM? I will be streaming tomorrow, yes. I will be streaming tomorrow and Saturday, Neil. The last 2 days of the Alzheimer's Aide streaming series will be consecutive. Unless, of course, I run into... I thought maybe I was going to have to cut some yard and like actually do a couple of other jobs, but it's been raining like this. Man, it's like freaking dipping into my pocket and just stealing the money away from me. It sucks. But yeah, I'll be streaming tomorrow. Waterblock, you won't be here tomorrow? Well, we'll miss you, dude. We will miss you, dude. But you do what you gotta do, my friend. You can't make it tomorrow or the next day? Well, Paradise Pythons, thanks for coming the days that you were able to come. Thanks for coming the days you were able to come. That sounds like, bad. Is Paul Bearer the best modern doom band out there? I think you could certainly make a case for it. Wind Hand might come to mind for some folks as well, but there might be probably a big competition toward people's personal favorites. Paul Bearer is definitely a very good product that is current. Hey, it's a great way to start the day. Yeah, that's true. Or it's a great way to end the night if I have insomnia. Believe me, that's been ramping up as of late. Purple was my first album from Stone Temple Pilots. Got it as either a Christmas gift or an Easter present whenever I was very young, and I've listened to this album more times than I could probably count, and I remember that this song, which is like right in the middle of the album, it's kind of right smack dab in the middle, and it's just a really nice change of pace. And then also listening to a track like Loungefly for the first time, and hearing the former the former opening noise for MTV News. You know what I mean? Thoughts on Deep Purple? It's deep. It's purple. They're alright. I think Deep Purple is a little overrated. They have great material though, so it's kind of hard for me to say like anything against them. But Deep Purple and Rainbow both share something in common, which, well, Richie Blackmore is part of both of them, so maybe that's the reason why. Their lineups were always like deconstructed and reconstructed. They always had Frankenstein lineups. They always had these Frankenstein lineups, and so it made the material, like, you could never really get comfortable with a lineup from Deep Purple. You fought hard not to do Smoke on the Water. I feel like every like classic rock cover band does Smoke on the Water. It's also, you know, consequently one of the easiest songs to play on guitar. You know, consequently a true statement. That's Big Empty by STP. And I think we are up to potentially our last track for the day, which is Coma Crowd by Last Chapter. Oh gosh. What? Okay. This right here, these guys, you might like them. We've actually played a couple Last Chapter tracks in stream before. This is, if you like Solitude Eternus, you're going to recognize the vocalist because it's Robert Lowe, same gentleman who does the vocals for Solitude. Alright, Neil, I'll see you later, my man. Take care. Stargazer by Rainbow is better than anything Deep Purple has ever done. That's hard to disagree with, I'll be honest with you. Because damn, that song is a mammoth. It's amazing. Super, super good. Yep, new Riverside album tomorrow. And Sebastian, you just missed me coming to the painful realization that I can't just go up to a record store and buy it because the FOA I worked at is now closed. So now I have to become, you know, more accustomed to buying my stuff on Amazon, or now I have to like drive. I'm one of those folks that have to say I have to drive a half an hour or 45 minutes to the nearest FOE if I want to even like buy something. Oh well, no big loss, I guess. I found out that my former manager, one of my really best friends in the business, is actually taking over a store that's pretty close by, down in Morgantown, West Virginia. So I will have to make trips down there to see him and hang out and see what's going on with him and his wife. See, there you go, Sebastian. And the thing is that there's no guarantee that if I were to drive tomorrow to Morgantown before the stream, that they would even have the Riverside album. In fact, I would highly bet against it. I would highly bet against it, if I'm being real. So that's one where it's just a better idea to get it straight from the band, straight from the label, or Amazon or something like that. Kind of a shame that that's what we have to do whenever it comes to records these days. But, you know, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do, man? That's life. I'm trying to remember what my damned idea was. I had a great idea for a last song, but I guess that idea has gone to the wayside, gone by the wayside, gone to Hades. You don't have any music stores around your area? That stinks, dude. You're basically dependent on the internet. Gotta love it. Old school Doom. Ugh. But I'd rather attend Hogwarts or become a Pokemon trainer. I would rather go to Hyrule. I'd rather go to Hyrule, please. I think we just got something else in here. God damn it. Yes, we did. I think we may have gotten the answer to our prayers, the true end of the stream song here. Alice in Chains with Died. You know what? Thanks, Justin. I appreciate that. I appreciate that song. I appreciate the $6. That's a perfect song to end the stream on. I highly approve of that. So, very good. We have our final cut of the afternoon. Hey, we're at 7:35:68. That's pretty damn good. That's pretty darn good if you ask me. That's pretty damn good. That means that tomorrow, there's a really good chance that tomorrow we are going to be giving out not just one thing, but there's a potential that we could be giving out 2 things. Because remember, there are 4 secret numbers between 1 and 2,000. You know, so there's secret values, dollar values, that give us a very super secret reward. Either it be 5 free songs. One of them is a cash drop of, I think it's $25 in cash, and one of them is suggest a video. You know, so you get to be the master of your own video that you want. Here we go. One final cut. We have Died by Alice in Chains. This was never on any of the studio albums. This got released with Music Bank. I think it was on a soundtrack or something like that, or it was just a maybe a Japanese bonus cut. But this is Died from Alice in Chains. The end of the stream is being brought to you by Died by Alice in Chains, as well as the fact that I need to pee again, and the fact that I need to also get working on merch. That way I can have that available for you guys very soon. But yeah, after Saturday, I won't be streaming Sunday. In fact, I won't be home for most of Sunday because of racing as well as a football game. And I think Sunday's also the last Pittsburgh Pirates game, so lots of stuff going on Sunday. It's going to be a big sports day on television for me. And then whenever we start October, which will be on Monday, I can't believe that. I can't believe that October's on Monday. We're not going to immediately start streaming, but we do know what our cause is going to be for October. It's going to be for autism research, you know, and awareness and everything like that. I will have the details of what specific charity it's going to be for whenever we start the series. And the schedule will be a little bit different for next month. It's not going to be every single day that we'll be streaming. There might be some gaps in between. And mostly because I like to preserve my voice a little bit at times. And then also, the biggest reason is to try to get some videos and stuff made on the days that I don't stream. And this is going to be an event that's going to last most of the month. So there's that reason also. And I think that after that, in November we'll probably do another List Mania. I think that we're going to do List Mania in November. So November's going to be pretty big. List Mania, for those of you who don't remember this from last year, is absurd. Basically, $100 equals a list being created. That's from a list. There's a total of 30 of. There's like a list of total of 30. I might do something a little different this year, though. I might do something a little different this year. So keep an eye on that. Keep an eye on that. Longest song that I've ever listened to, probably Fauna with The Hunt. That track's like close to 80 minutes in length. That's a pretty long song, man. But yeah, thanks to everybody who came out today, as always. Thanks to you guys who donated. Awesome comments. We gave away a 1-month subscription. You know, a one month worth of Metalhead box, which hopefully we're going to be able to get to you, Metal Fury. I hope that we don't have any trouble, from others, from your folks or something with that. I'm sure it'll be alright. I'm sure it'll be alright, my friend. I guess technically, the Astonishing is like 3 hours. Nah, that doesn't count. Those are various songs. It's just a overarching idea. But yeah, congratulations again to Metal Fury for the victory, and also the other people that have won so far during this streaming cycle. Mikey, of course, won the $10 Hell's Headbangers gift card. Max Ryder won 5 free song requests. And right now, it looks like the 2 bands that we'll be doing the Rank 'em Alls for, as of right now, is Killswitch Engage and Meshuggah. But that poll is still open. That poll is still open. And in fact, let me get you that poll real quick. If you haven't gotten the chance to vote in that, here is your chance. I'm out of here, though, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to be out of here in just a moment or so. I thought we were a little deeper into the song than we were, but I take a look at these results at the moment. 91 total votes in. Killswitch Engage leads the way, 23 votes. They're in first place. Meshuggah is in second place, but the gap is getting smaller. 19 votes for Meshuggah. 16 for Catatonia. They're in third place. Insomnia was in fourth with 11. Arion and Machine Head are tied for fifth with 10 votes apiece. And Shining is in sixth place all alone with only 2 votes. The top 2 bands will be the ones that get the Rank 'em All video. That's to fulfill the $500 incentive. Always a blast to be with you guys and girls, guys and dolls, ladies and gentlemen. You always put ladies first because, let's admit it, gents, they're smarter than we are. But I'm out of here. Look at this wonderful picture of a cat and follow my social media. See ya. Oh wait, that's not a cat anymore. Oops. I forgot it's not a cat anymore. I'm sorry. Looky, there's a cat. There's a drawing of me. There's a drawing of me with social media stuff on there. Holla. See ya.